reports want to run it back with this current roster. They're not interested in Kyrie. Personally, I don't believe that for a second.
I was gonna say lies.
Yeah, I do not believe that for a second. I think,
bro. When you really quick,
it
when you
makes.
posted that, I was like, that's the first thing I thought. I said,
Yeah,
nope, not buying it. Not
yeah,
buying it.
I don't buy it. I think if the Lakers have the opportunity to get Kyrie, I think they absolutely will. I mean, we heard even when Kyrie was available to the Lakers, we heard reports that the Lakers didn't want Kyrie Irving. And then all of a sudden, it's like Lakers put in an offer to get Kyrie. Blah blah blah. So I don't buy it. I think that now the Lakers are in a position of desperation, right? I think it was much different before. I think the Lakers, they almost needed Kyrie, right? It was almost like, man, we desperately could use Kyrie. Now I don't think it's that. So now I could see them playing it cool of like, hey, Kyrie wants to come, we'll do a sign and trade. This is what we'll offer you. If you don't like it, figure it out, type thing. And the Lakers would have more leverage because the Nets traded him in the season where in the offseason, Kyrie's a free agent. He doesn't have to stay. So he could just say, I'm gone. Yeah. So I think that that's a big difference. I don't even necessarily know if that will happen. But, I mean, I could see him staying with Dallas because Dallas can pay him the most money, most years, all that stuff. But in general, what are your thoughts? I don't want to spend too much time on it, but what are your thoughts on on Kyrie?
I don't see Kyrie. I hate to. I hate. I mean, I'm gonna say this about any other team than the Lakers. So I just don't see Kyrie working it out in Dallas. I just don't see that situation working. Not without a couple more pieces around them. I just don't really. I don't see it working. Obviously, I would love to have Kyrie. Which means that we would probably, like you said, have to give up D'Lo, which would be fine, of course. I'm not gonna, obviously D'Lo's a great player, but if I had to choose Kyrie or D'Lo, I'm going Kyrie all the way. In 9 days, 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10, or whatever. But I think it was like I wonder why too. It's like almost like, oh yeah, we're not interested in Kyrie, but like we really are interested in Kyrie. I think it's to like maybe misdirect teams and things like that because like other teams trying to watch out what we're doing and everything too. It's almost like when somebody asks you like back in school, it's like, hey, do you like the popular girl in school? You're like, nah, I don't like her. But if you really came down to it, if you got the chance to like shoot your shot, you're gonna be like, yeah, like of course. So like, I just think it's a situation to where like, of course, reports are gonna be out where we don't necessarily, we're not going to pursue Kyrie, but of course you're going to pursue Kyrie. It just makes the most sense. You got 2 more years of LeBron. The chance that you can sign Kyrie for even one of those years with the roster that we have now, like it is a no-brainer. Like you are talking about a best case scenario, like if everybody can stay healthy, playoff run, maybe a Western Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? You're talking at the very, your ceiling is super, super high. Now, I don't know how Kyrie, if he comes to Lakers, I don't know how he's going to fare. I don't know if he's going to act the same way he did in Brooklyn. I don't know, or I don't know, because Kyrie is, one day he's this, one day he's that. Who knows? At this point, I don't want that part of Kyrie. But you've actually, to wrap this up, you actually brought up a good point on the channel before, is that him playing with LeBron, him being underneath LeBron's wing again, you don't think that, like you said, it's more likely not going to happen. LeBron's going to kind of,
keep him
keep him contained, for the lack of a better word. But yeah, shoot,
I don't necessarily want, like, I was a big advocate for Kyrie for a very long time. I wanted Kyrie Irving for a very long time. Not so much anymore, just because it just makes things very complicated now. But I will say this roster with Kyrie Irving is probably the best team in the league.
Agreed.
You have Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James with Jared Vanderbilt, Beasley, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, all that. They're the best team in the league.
Nasty.
You're not beating that.
Nasty.
Team. If they're healthy, you are not beating that team.
And then you got Schroeder coming off the bench for Kyrie. I mean, come on now.
If you could just swap D'Angelo Russell for Kyrie Irving, you are the best team in the league. And so I wouldn't mind that. If it happened, I wouldn't be upset with it, but I don't think it's a necessity. If you have to sell the farm in order to make that happen, then no, don't do that. But if you can keep your core, like if you can do D'Lo and 2 first-round picks for Kyrie Irving, sure, I would do that all day.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely, no questions asked. But problem is that if they want that and then some, and then not just that, but now you're hard cap, so now you got to kind of work things to make things fit. So you're probably letting go of like Mo Bamba, which I don't think would be the hugest issue in the world because you could always just go get a vet minimum center. You probably got to restructure Beasley and how much is he willing to take? Like there's just a lot of complications that go into that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? A lot of just really big complications. Now, but again, if you could keep the team intact for the most part, or even trade Kyrie, like if they let's say they don't want D'Lo, right? Like let's say they want the cap flexibility, then and you could keep D'Lo, then sure. Because
Yeah.
I mean theoretically, I mean it comes down to what they want. They might say like we don't want D'Angelo Russell, we just want the picks to get the assets back that we traded for Kyrie, and Dallas would have a max contract available if they just let Kyrie go. So they could look at it as we don't want D'Lo, you keep D'Lo, give us Mo Bamba, Beasley, Davon Reed, because those three guys are all on non-guaranteeds next year.
Yeah.
So they could just trade them, and then Dallas could just waive them all, and now they have the cap space. So they could. So basically, all they would get is those two picks, and then in that case, it's like, in that case, you might have to do it because you're
Yeah.
basically